So one big question people will always ask you is, why you want to machine learning or AI? Why don't we use traditional method? Like a lot of stuff. So what's the advantage of AI? So this one will give you like some standard answer. So number one is nonlinear relationship. So most of the old traditional tools handle linear relationship well, but for nonlinear relationship, AI can do a good job, very good job. So what do I mean by nonlinear relationship? So for example, the language. So language, let's say I have 10 words in a sentence. You can see this is like one sentence, 10 words. There's an interaction between the two words, right? All the sentence, you can see there's an interaction between two words. So AI can capture this kind of interaction between any two words very well. That's something traditional methods cannot do. So this is like a nonlinear relationship is very important. And also handle text data and image data. Because of the text data, image data has a lot of nonlinear relationship. That's why AI can handle the image data and text data very well. And also out of sample prediction. So AI is designed in a way can help us to make predictions. And it's not just make like wrong predictions. Like any random sample, we can make good predictions. And we'll talk about cross-validation. The cross-validation and the regularization, these are the two methods to help us for any prediction. We want to understand the world well, not just hindsight bias, not just overfitting problem. We can understand some upcoming events well using the cross-validation and the regularization. So these are the two methods we'll talk about why AI can do better out of sample prediction, which means you are not just learning the current history. You are better predicting future, not just learning the history. So this is AI can do that better. And also they handle time sequential data. So you guys know in the old times when we do the time series, old times we use econometrics. And after that, the world changed. People use LSTM, which we'll cover to handle time series. Now everyone use transformer. So you can see that the transformer as an important content in AI, they handle everything about sequential data. So if any data has a sequential, the transformer will dominate the performance. What do you mean by sequential data? Time series is sequential data, right? Because time series, you can see we have a sequence of the data, right? Language is sequential data, right? When I say things, definitely there's a sequential in the language, right? Image is sequential data, right? You can look at the image. All the pixels are presented in a sequential way. So most of the data in the world is sequential data. And like I said before, we have econometrics to handle it. And now, and earlier, 5-6 years ago, we have LSTM to handle it. Now the transformers kind of dominant in that domain. Everything about sequence. The transformer will deliver superior performance. And we also talk about that in the later chapters. So that's why we're using AI, and because they can handle the nonlinear relationship, which text and image data have that, and the AI not just help us to understand the history, also help us to predict the future, and also we have the powerful model to understand the data with sequence. So any data with sequence, and the transformers will handle this very well, very well. So it kind of affects a lot of stuff. So this is a concept we guys have to understand. What is supervised? What is unsupervised? What is self-supervised? What is transfer learning? What is ensemble learning? And blah, a lot of stuff. So these are the stuff we talk about, refer to the textbook, and a lot of stuff you guys need to understand this concept. So supervised means human has to teach the machine. Human has to label it, like give the training sample to the machine. Like let's say you have 100 images of dogs. Human have to label which are dog, which are non-dog, and then you kind of construct training sample, and the machine will learn from the training sample. That's supervised. So unsupervised means what? Unsupervised means no, you don't give the machine instruction. Machine will do the clustering themselves. They just put the similar image together and remote the image away. So, but when they put together, you don't know what is that. Maybe it's dog, maybe it's cat, maybe it's animal. So when they put the similar image together, they are define the similarity by them on their own. But when you supervised, you define clearly this is dog versus non-dog. So you define the classification very clearly, dog versus non-dog. But when unsupervised, the machine will do the classification on their own by the similarity. And you don't know what kind of classification they have. You don't know. So that's unsupervised. So what the self-supervised means, if the training sample is already exist, you will be the self-supervised. So for example, if you use stock returns to train machine, then it's self-supervised, because stock returns, human doesn't need to label it. Stock returns already exist. You're just using existing label to train AI as self-supervised, and that's the future of AI. The reason is because it's too costly for human to label. It's too costly for human to label what is dog, what is non-dog. We don't have that many humans. We don't have that many cars to do that. So self-supervised becomes so powerful. And what do you guys see right now? GPT, self-supervised. Google Bird, self-supervised. And Transformer, self-supervised. You can see the power of the AI come from self-supervised because they are not constrained by the human labeling. So this is a very, very important key to advance our AI. So transfer learning is what? Transfer learning means you build a model and have other people to use the pre-trained model. It's transfer learning. So GPT is transfer learning because they train on all the data. You just use GPT for your own task. And the Google Bird is transfer learning because they train the Google Bird for like 2 to 10 years and they use the bird. So as long as people train the model and make it ready to use and they use it, it's transfer learning. And that's also future of AI. What doesn't mean is you don't have to build a model from scratch. Like I don't think anyone here, we can start build a GPT ourselves, right? I don't think that's going to happen. So what we are going to do is we are going to rely on the GPT-4, GPT-5, GPT-6. That's what we're going to on. But the competition is what? How to apply the GPT to the domain data. What kind of data you apply? What kind of question you use? That's I keep emphasize that you need the domain knowledge. You need the accounting and finance to understand the data, understand the question. So your competition is not to develop GPT. That's not your game. Your game is given GPT. How do you apply that to domain data and find meaningful questions? And that's transfer learning. So what is ensemble learning? Ensemble learning is you pull all the AI together and you can have the different approach. So you can see that LSTM is good at time series, and gradient boosting is good at nonlinear, and transformer is good at sequential data. Why don't you put all the tools together, and you can get the ensemble them to get advantage of all AIs? You can do the to large language model too. So you can see Llama can do what? Llama can help to analyze the company website. GPT cannot do. So if you can prompt Llama saying, Llama, give me what Microsoft is about. Llama can go to Microsoft website and classify what company doing. But if you ask GPT, GPT cannot do that. GPT cannot to analyze a specific website for you. So why don't you pull all the large language models together? Like you use GPT, use Llama, use Claudia. Claudia is good at programming. You can see that. Claudia can write the code pretty good. So each language model has their strengths. You pull all these large language models together for the same task. You ensemble them. And you get the output. That will be the best output you have. So this is also idea of the ensemble learning. There's a lot of things going on there. I encourage you guys to watch the video. I kind of posted on the textbook, and you guys can see and see what is going on and understand this terminology. Make sure you guys read the textbook. Okay, I spent 3 years, almost 4 years, write the textbook. I hope you guys will read it. And that's for this course. That's for this course. And this so what is how we choose models? So the way we choose models, we need to be careful. We have to consider about the cost. So what does the cost means? You have to start with a simple model first. Don't go complicated. So this is a common mistake I face from people. Let's use the most advanced model. Use the one easiest to use. Okay. If that doesn't work, go to the more time costly model. So always start with the easy model. I'm taking it back. I'm not saying easy model. Trying to use the model which is easy to use. Maybe GPT, GPT 4.1, 4.0 is easy to use. Use the model easy to use first, and then you go to more complicated model. And also make sure you are aware of these all the principles. So the rule of thumb is do the model that's easy to use, and then you move to the difficult model first and second. So and then this is the summarize of the chapter 1. Okay, so what we talk about is we talk about how to leverage data science for stakeholders. Do you guys remember? I talk about what? How to using AI to help managers. How to using AI to help investors. How to using AI for the auditors, right? So in the last week, we kind of showing like how exactly we're using AI for different capital market stakeholders, how to use AI help managers, how to use help investors. So we talk about that. And then today we talk about what? We talk about the different data, right? We talk about the analyst report. We talk about syndicated loan. We talk about the compensation contract. These are the data we are going to use in AI to analyze them. And then we also talk about theory-driven. So today we talk about the AI approach and the machine approach is different. For human, we want to understand the theory first before we make prediction. But machine will predict first and come back to dig out the theory, right? And also we also talk about what's the advantage of AI. We talk about nonlinear relationship, out of sample prediction. You guys just talk about. So make sure each one has a video. Make sure you click the video, read the stuff in more details, and you guys will become the future talent to kind of help the growing of the AI. So you can see that we will. So you can see that I have also talked about last week. Talk about how to using AI and the alternative data help different managers, investors, and also today talk about different structure of data, and also talk about how to change the way of thinking, and also what's the advantage of AI versus traditional methods. So make sure you read the videos and make sure you understand everything. And then we'll move on to the next one, annual report. So let's do the annual report. Let's understand what it means by annual report and what's the data structure of it.